It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
These are facts.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work out?
It doesn't even enter my consciousness.
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
These are facts.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
It
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
These are facts.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
It
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
These are facts.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
It
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
These are facts.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
It
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
These are facts.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
It
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
These are facts.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
It
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
These are facts.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
It
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
Check. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Gaming Daily Live, Monday, February 9th. My name is Icy Gaming. I am your host for this evening, as always. Man, happy Monday. It feels good to be back. Hopefully, I don't know. First of all, my hair is a mess. I think we are out of focus. Okay, we're in focus there. Kind of. Listen, I hope you guys had a good weekend. I went and watched the Super Bowl, and I watched my Patriots lose in a very painful Super Bowl. So that was not great, but we are back. It's been an exciting Monday. There's been a lot of news. But at the same time, it's also been incredibly chill, and I don't know. It feels like a weird Monday. I don't know about you guys. It feels like a weird Monday, but as always, we do have an incredible show planned for you guys today. A bunch did happen today that we have to talk about. Is it MegaETH gaming season? What is going on with Discord requiring facial bioscan identity checks? What's up with that? XQC getting paid $1 million to stream Call of Duty. There's a ton of stuff. There's a ton of stuff that we're going to be talking about. The Coinbase ads. And then, of course, like there's major discussion over the weekend on crypto gaming and what went wrong. And we've got a whole section on that. And we have a special guest joining us about 45 minutes or about 40 minutes from now. We're going to be talking to AZ from Ave Forge, which is a game that is launching on MegaETH. And they're supposed to go live today, so the game's supposed to be available. I'm excited to talk to him about that, learn more about the game. So yeah, it should be a really good show. Big shout out to Chloe in the chat, Empress Rayon in the chat. Appreciate y'all. It's good to see you. And without further ado, with my messy ass hair, let's just get into the show. Let's get into the show. First up, we've got Batops in the building. What is up, bro? What is up? Good to see you. Where is like the focus? Hold on, I gotta change the focus here. Okay, I think that kind of fixed the focus. I don't know. I think we're just gonna run it. We're gonna run it as best as we can right there. Can I put this? Let me put Discord up, or not Discord, OBS up here. I think that's usually how I run it, and that does look a little bit better. Okay. Speaking of the Super Bowl, congratulations if you are a Seahawks fan or bet on the Seahawks. They did best the New England Patriots, which was a ton of pain for me. How about the Super Bowl halftime show? And how about those Super Bowl commercials? Honestly, kind of like meh. Like, just kind of meh across the board. Am I in focus? Is that the focus? I don't know. The halftime show was cool. Like, fine. Perfectly cool. Hold on. Let me fix my mic. Halftime show was cool. It was like nothing really like that memorable, but it was cool, I guess. Like, we are the world, everyone come together, diversity. I'm a big fan of that for sure. I was disappointed. I wanted Cardi B to come out and perform. I thought that would have been pretty cool. Instead, we got Ricky Martin and Lady Gaga, but all good. And then the commercials were just kind of like meh. Like, nothing like really stood out, but of course everyone was talking about the Coinbase ad. So let's watch this. I guess they had it on the Sphere. Very interesting Super Bowl ad in my opinion. I thought it was clever. I was in it. I was singing on the couch. And then it turned out to be a Coinbase ad. So I liked it. I didn't mind it, Some people were saying that they could have made a better ad, which I agree with that. Like, this doesn't really do much to promote Coinbase. But I do think it's interesting to see how, like, people reacted to it. So the big reaction on Twitter today was like, this is how normies feel about crypto and Coinbase, and they hate us. And so these guys were rocking out.
Rock your body now, everybody.
Yeah.
Rock your body.
And then they were not happy when it was revealed to be Coinbase. They were booing. They were not happy. This has 2.7 million views on Twitter. And then this original tweet, this was a response to someone who said that the room I'm in erupted in boos when we found out is a Coinbase ad. So they, a lot of people don't like us, but not everyone, these girls were rocking out and they loved it. They were all about it. Seemed fine, right? I don't know, seems fine. And then, hold on. And then we had Agent 00.
Yeah, rock your
singing
body.
out to it.
Yeah, everybody. Coinbase. Okay.
I mean, listen, I don't know. Listen, people are talking about it, right? People are talking about it. Even someone who I saw posting about it today being like, oh, they could have done a better job with the ad. Like, people were talking about it. So, you know, take it for what it is. Take it for what it is. Speaking of Super Bowl ads, let's go into some of the gaming. And big shout out to Pokemon. Pokemon is celebrating the 30 years of Pokemon with this whole campaign. What's your favorite Pokemon? They had Lady Gaga, Trevor Noah, Charles Leclerc from Ferrari and Formula One. Shout out to Formula One. I'm a big fan. Talking about their favorite Pokemon and like why and what makes them their favorite. And it was a cool ad. It was cool to see Pokemon, you know, on the main stage. I mean, it was interesting that like none of these people really picked. I mean, obviously, like they wanted to be like, oh, like, you know, we're real fans, so we're gonna pick Gengar and Eevee and you know, Jigglypuff and whatnot. But like, I don't know, no one picked Pikachu. Like how can no one pick Pikachu in the? How can we have like a Pokemon ad and we don't have Pikachu? We don't have like Squirtle or, you know, Charmander or Charizard or Bulbasaur. I mean, again, shout out to the Pokemon that they did pick. It was a good ad. Pairing Pokemon with adults. I mean, it's just, you know, what's your favorite Pokemon? We all grew up on Pokemon, you know. So that.
What's my favorite?
Question.
My favorite's the one.
What is your favorite Pokemon? It's such a hard question, to be honest. Like, how do you pick your absolute favorite, right? Because it's like Pikachu is so iconic. We all picked, you know, like one of the starting three, whether that was Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, or if you had Pokemon Yellow, you know, you got Pikachu. You know, but then you've got like Mew and Mewtwo. Do you go Charizard? Do you go, you know, like Articuno? Like, yeah, there's so many. So it's like, how do you pick, right? How do you pick? It's so hard, man. It's so hard. Because, like, in my heart of hearts, I want to say Bulbasaur. Like, in my heart of hearts, I want to say Bulbasaur, right? But, like, what did I grow up on? Like, Pikachu, right? Like, the movies, the shows. I had Game Boy Yellow. Like, Pikachu. Like, I don't know, man. I'm a basic fan. Like, I love to go with, like, the classics. So it's like, you know. But then, like, dude, Mew and Mewtwo. The lore. So very cool commercial. It was fun to see Pokemon put a big commercial on there. I enjoyed it. Guys, we got a lot to talk about, so we're going to start speed running through some of this news. But big shout out to Llama sharing and Bootops sharing their favorite Pokemon. Llama, good to see you, man. Appreciate you tuning into the show as always. You already know. Next up, streamer XQC was paid $1 million to stream Call of Duty Warzone for 12 hours. That is crazy. The creator economy is alive and well. $1 million to stream the game. Good for him. Good for him. You love to see it. Next up in big gaming name news, we cover this on Gaming Daily, I don't know, on Friday. Super cool video from Nadeshot. The boy still got it. He is teaming up with Chris Hemsworth, literally Thor, to promote his new movie, 101 Thieves. Kind of it's a pretty clever collab. 100 Thieves, you know, jump in with Nadeshot, 101 Thieves. I guess they're doing some streams, I think this week, because this was last week that they showed this. Very, very cool. So, you know, they make it a funny little bit where, you know, Nadeshot's like, Chris Hemsworth is joining, you know, 100 Thieves.
We're signing him. Chris, welcome to 100 Thieves.
Thank you, Nadeshot, but I think you mean 101 Thieves.
This might get me to watch the movie. This ad alone might get me to watch the movie. Listen, it's a little corny. It was a little corny, but at the same time, like, I'm here for it. I'm here for the corniness. Like, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad. Like, you know, Do your thing. Do your thing. And it's also like, yo, give the gamers some money. Like, yeah, run the ads with the gamers. Moving on. Another big gaming news. Arc Raiders. This was an interview with Patrick Sutherland. I think he did the interview in IGN, but Deserto posted this saying that apparently players are leaving reviews on the real Stella Montis Hotel, which is just hilarious. If you're an Arc Raiders player, obviously you know the Stella Montis map. I know it very well. I didn't know that it was an actual hotel, so that's funny that people are going and leaving reviews there. Interestingly, though, in this interview, because I went and read it, I don't have it pulled up because the article doesn't look as good on the stream, but Arc Raider, Embark, the studio, said that they're working on two new games, which is crazy and exciting. Obviously, they've made like, I don't know, $500 million off of Arc Raiders. So in the article, they said that they're hiring and they're scaling up and it's amazing. And, you know, they're working on two new games, which is very, very exciting. Next up, we got Overwatch, and we will go to our larger screen, but now I have to grab that screen share. Give me 1 second. Here we go right there. Okay, Overwatch hit its all-time Steam player count since their launch. This is leading into their upcoming major update on February 10th, so tomorrow. So all you Overwatch fans out there, could be a good time to jump back into the game. You know, gamers are gaming. People are having a bunch of fun. Obviously, we talked about it real quick last week. They dropped the 2 from their title, so Overwatch 2 is just Overwatch. And yeah, major overhaul coming this week. And should be cool. Should be a good time to jump back into Overwatch. GG's Overwatch. I don't really play Overwatch, and I did see a I think I saw who was it? Mizzy. I think Mizzy said like tried to play some Overwatch, but it's like, dude, Marvel Rivals is just where it's at. Like, why would I play Overwatch when I could play Marvel Rivals? And I'm inclined to agree. Obviously, Overwatch is goated. They like, you know, created the genre to a certain degree or popularized it. But I mean, I would rather play as like Spider-Man, you know, or Captain America, you know. It's just kind of that IP just is so strong. Moving on, more big news. Okay, there we go. The Ton blockchain. Now we're getting in a little bit into the crypto headlines. Ton blockchain added Ton Pay. All good. No worries. Ton Pay, a payments SDK that lets merchants and developers accept crypto payments across Ton apps, starting with Telegram mini apps. This could be really good for all of the Ton games on the platform. I'm still pretty bullish on Telegram and Telegram gaming and, you know, the Ton blockchain. Like, it's hard to fade. It's hard to fade in an era where, you know, Robinhood is like coming on chain and doing stuff. Sonium has, Sony Labs has Sonium in their blockchain. It's just like, it's hard to imagine a world where Telegram is like not a player and they just have such massive distribution and just a insane user base. So I don't know. I guess I use Telegram every single day, but I don't do anything else with Telegram, right? So like, do I play games on there? No. Am I doing anything outside of messaging? No. So is this a big deal or is it a nothing burger? Is actually a good question. And all the games that I did play on Telegram like weren't that interesting, right? But nonetheless, the infrastructure for payment rails to be on an app that has like 1 billion daily users is super important. We said we were going to speed run this, so let's keep going. Okay, MegaETH. MegaETH launched today. Is it MegaETH gaming season? The mainnet is now fully open to the public. Some games did go live on there. I think Ave Forge is like trying to launch their game literally right now as we speak. So that'll be interesting. Hopefully we can still have AZ, the founder, on to talk more about it. If not, then maybe we'll have to reschedule. We will see. But yeah, MegaETH is here. I was watching the Bodago show earlier, and they were talking about MegaETH. Like the whole token design is really interesting. I think the token is not launched yet, and I think it's like milestone based, and the token is not going to launch unless like certain metrics are hit. Like I think they have to have like 500 million TVL, or like, you know, apps generating like 50K in transaction volume or fees for like 30 days like in a row or something like that. There's some milestones before the token launches, which is really interesting. And it seems like it's not just another L2, and they're actually really trying to like build something significant. But we saw this with like Barachain and Monad and, you know, a million other L2s. So time will tell whether or not MegaETH has something substantial. It's interesting though, because like, I mean, I think Vitalik has like invested in this, Dragonfly Capital. I think that they have made some, you know, genuine innovations and are bringing something compelling to the space. And they got some cool games on there, and they've like had some stuff cooking over time. So we're going to continue to pay attention to MegaETH. We kind of keep an eye on all of these like chains that launch and then seem to have gaming as a part of it, like Monad, like Say, like Sui. I don't know what's up with Barachain. They seem like, I have no idea. Okay, guys, moving on. Let's talk about some of the big stories over the weekend. Mega Man would be, you're right, Llama. Like, how do they not have a Mega Man game? Probably because it's like, you know, copywritten, but Mega Man would go hard on MegaETH. Okay. Chris Dixon, managing partner at A16Z Crypto, one of the major like investors and VCs, and, you know, just like top of the top when it comes to crypto, posted this article over the weekend. The long game for crypto has almost 1 million views, had everybody talking. It's really interesting because it like isn't even that long, and he only mentions gaming once. He literally only mentions gaming like once. And essentially all that he's saying here is like, we need millions of people to come on chain first, and then we'll probably see more consumer application adoption in categories like media, gaming, and other things. But like, you need all of the people with all the infra there first, like the wallets and all, and the liquidity and all of that stuff. So like, it wasn't even a gaming thing, but then it became a gaming thing. So Hasib Qureshi, managing partner at Dragonfly, host of the Chopping Block podcast, which is on it's on Unchained with like Laura Shin on YouTube. Really great podcast. One of my favorite podcasts. I really like Hasib. I've respected him for a very long time. I actually followed Hasib when he was a poker player before he ever even got into crypto. This is like 10, 15 years ago. So I've always thought that he was a very deep thinker. I really like him on the podcast, and he had a lot to say about Chris Dixon's article, and specifically around like crypto games. And I quote tweeted it, basically saying, the summary. So Hasib says that no one wants crypto games. He says non-financial use cases for crypto have failed because no one wants them. He says we should not be propagating this meme about consumer Web3 use cases as though they're inevitable. Felt like we were getting an inevitable shot over here. Like, Web3 gaming is inevitable, bro. Say it. And he says, if you're hanging around the rim that crypto is going to disrupt media and gaming, you should know the history and look at it with clear eyes. Crazy. He kind of talks about like, I think Chris was kind of saying like, oh, because of Gary Gensler and like regulation and the scams like being the issue or the main issue with why, these things haven't taken off. And he's like, no, that's not the case. He's saying it's just because no one wants this stuff. He's like, they were bad products. They failed the market test, and pretending anything else is cope. So this got, crypto gamers riled up, a lot of the game developers, a lot of the people. It actually, I love when this stuff happens because like it ends up driving really great conversation, and the comments are just like gold. You've got Inhuman here, you've got Nerez, you've got Luke Barakowski, you had JPEG Yakuza, you had Chris Heatherly chiming in. Chris always has like really great comments and thoughts. You had Ras Bacala from Corpo and Animate. I think he's from Corpo, right? Isn't this like Corpo? Yeah, Corpo. JPEG Yakuza actually had a really good one. The problem with Web3 gaming is that teams became over-reliant on incentives and hoped it'd be substantial to attract users without doing anything or branching outside of crypto Twitter. Monetization for games is correlated to immersion of the end user. He says if you put incentives forefront of why a user should play a game, that meta layer backfires against the core game loop. Banger. Super good take. That was awesome. Jonah chimed in saying he's coming out of Web3 gaming retirement briefly to write his opinion on the post. As a top 5 KOL in Web3 gaming, he shares his perspective, basically saying, the investor is just misalignment with like the investor time frame. Some of the early theses were wrong about like players caring about ownership and things like that. Let's see. Jonah kind of takes a perspective from like the capital allocator side of things. I think, he has experience in that world, and he talks to a lot of the people kind of like moving the money around. So, it was a good take. It's good to see Jonah talking about crypto gaming. We always appreciate that. Dith commented saying, there have definitely been some teams that, because they're in the US, like they wanted to do cool stuff, but like felt like they couldn't because of regulations. But he ultimately says, let's see. He ultimately says the real culprit is product quality, like the still early products, just not being good enough. And then also like the go-to-market skill issue. So like, a lot of these guys can make great games, but we really haven't seen great go-to-market strategies. Like Off the Grid probably did the best job of like paying everybody and hosting major tournaments and, trying to get like as much awareness on their game as possible. It just wasn't sticky enough because shooters and extraction shooters are like an incredibly hard genre to crack. So, but Dis says the best teams here do have the potential to address both. So like the builders be building, man. The builders be building. All he's saying is you have chosen poorly to the VCs. Yeah, to a degree, that is a large part of what Jonah said, Llama. And I don't think that he's wrong. Like, on paper, a lot of the investments made a lot of sense and like were justifiable investments. And then the reality just like didn't pan out because for various reasons, right? Like a lot of money got invested into shrapnel, and the rumors are behind the scenes a lot of that money went to waste and was like very poorly allocated, and like not great things happened, right? And I mean, it's really, really hard. Like, it takes a lot of money, right? But like, are you, you can't say like investing in a Paul and Katie Drake Bettner is like, a poor decision, right? Investing in a wild card and Paul Bettner is like probably a really great decision, but like even they are, struggling a little bit and having difficulty going to market with wild card. It's hard. Having a hit game is literally lightning in a bottle. And so much of it can be luck and timing and, things that are just outside of your control. So it's really hard. But we can also agree that like, outside of these games, the games that were really high quality, a lot of games were just not good enough, right? And just didn't have the money, didn't have the funding to then like go spend money on marketing. Like some of these games could have been, really great, but just didn't have the marketing dollars, in my opinion. A game like, Mystery Society from Chris Heatherly. Talking about the SZN interview, talking about what went wrong in Web3 gaming. Listen, we got it from SZN himself. Most of the game developers were incompetent or are incompetent. And, thank you for referencing that, Llama. I did a 40-minute interview. Dude, I thought we were going to do like 10, 15 minutes. I literally thought that we spoke for like 20 minutes. It turned out it was 40 minutes. And when you have that much time to like get the context of what SZN is actually saying, he's absolutely right. I mean, the biggest problem with like so many of the crypto games is that the tokens, they launched tokens that had like, I don't know, fuck all to do with their game. Like, it's like, here's our token and, what can you do with it? Just stake it. Stake the token so that you don't sell it. Like, what are we talking about? Play our game to get the play to airdrop. So you're just going to sell our token and it's going to go to zero. Like, the balance of the token economy and the token design, how it integrates and works with the gameplay is super important. And SZN, like, listen, I'm not going to pretend to be smart enough to understand all of it, but it sounds good. It sounds good, I think that he knows what he's talking about and knows what he's doing and has worked incredibly hard to put all of that into a game and a model, an economic model that works. And so, and here's the other thing, because Meiji, my Angry Yakuza Girlfriend, it's not for everybody. Like, if you play the game, it's not for everybody. And he knows that. And I wish that he said this a little bit more, because it's actually for a very specific targeted demographic and audience. And that's all that he needs. And that audience is like Southeast Asia and Korea and Thailand. And that's like why he's setting up his headquarters in Thailand. Like, he really understands the Asian gamer market, and he's designed a game for a specific demographic out there. And if that works, then presumably his token economy is going to work. So it was really cool spending some time with him and hearing more about it. And keep an eye out for the full interview coming soon. All right, moving on. We got to talk about some drama. Shout out to Pseudo. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming by. Okay, so I missed this last week. I saw, I guess I saw the comments in the drama. So something happened with Axie Classic where the match syncing issue, they're having issues, and I guess they had some issues at the beginning of the week, and yeah, I mean, shout out to POS2.Ron for addressing them. But the drama kind of came from this. So he says Classic offseason dragged on for 3 months, and he made the call to push the season live without dedicated dev resources. The choice was to ship with risks or extend the delay indefinitely, and they chose to ship. So he says the current chaos is on me, and we're checking the resource pipeline for Classic to ensure that this doesn't happen again. So they shipped knowing that there could be issues with the build, and then they had a bunch of issues with the build, and they're trying to work on them. The problem is, so Champy.Ron asked honest question, do you have any engineers, programmers left in Axie Classic? And POS says, no. We put all of our resources onto Atia's Legacy. He's like, I understand your frustration. If I could cast a spell to fix everything, I would have done that. But we need to be realistic and honest. So, I mean, I appreciate the honesty. I appreciate the transparency. But a lot of people were like not happy about this. It's like, what do you mean you have 0 developers and engineers working on Axie Classic? It's like, that doesn't look great. I mean, the original community was, you know, like felt left out and not cared for and just like neglected. So not some great comments there. But that is the current state of like what's going on with Axie Classic. Having said that, and I don't really have anything else to say about that. I mean, I think that they should have, I mean, if you have a game that's live and you're doing something, you should have some engineers, programmers, and developers like working on it. At least one. So that one's a little wild. Yeah, no problem. Okay. Slight update. We are not going to have AZ from Ave Forge on today. We're going to reschedule that. So that means no interview today. You guys get full Icy Gaming. And that means we also don't have to like speed run the rest of the show to make time for an interview that was supposed to go on in 7 minutes. So that is good. I'm happy about that. I also appreciate all you guys chilling in the comments. Big shout out to Empress Rayon. AE is sleeping. I believe that is true. And good to see you, Sunshine. Appreciate y'all. So they've been working on Atia's Legacy llama. And we actually have that update here. So we've got their dev logs, Atia's lab log 2026, entry number 1. I do love when game developers share these like dev notes and keep us up to date with like the development and what's going on and where they're at. I actually didn't have a chance to jump into this yet. I'm curious if I go to it, what does it look like? Oh, okay. I can do it that way. We'll keep that view on. Let me try and get this a little bit more in frame. Yeah, I think that's good. So they're just sharing some behind the scenes, what they're working on, some artwork, some of the animations, which is cool. They are like super bullish on Atia's Legacy. This is their main focus. I mean, if they're taking all the developers from Axie Classic and putting them all on Atia's Legacy, I mean, this is their big bet for the future of Axie Infinity. Obviously, we know They've been changing a lot of how the token emissions with bonded AXS and everything is going on. So like there's a lot happening in the Axie Infinity ecosystem right now. It's honestly, I mean, Ray, you're going to know this. Sunshine, you're going to know this. It feels like ice poker. It feels like ice poker, poker circa 2023 when they were like changing everything. 2022, like end of 2022, I guess, yeah, towards the end of 2022 where they were just changing everything. And like, it's like what we're doing right now is not going to last or be sustainable. So we have to change everything and figure it out. And that does feel like what's happening over at Axie Infinity. I'm excited to see Atia's legacy. I mean, if this is like the vision that they're going for, then, you know, like we want to see Axie Infinity succeed. They're the game that kicked it all off. You know, if anyone can succeed, like we want them to be one of the ones that does it. So I'm always going to be like optimistic and hopeful for Axie Infinity. And I think Atia's legacy is a game and a genre and an IP that can reach a lot of people. So that's why I keep a close eye on it and I continue to follow it. But we're going to move on from Axie over to another huge ecosystem that we want to see win, that we keep an eye on, and that is Pudgy Penguins. They just debuted a new game. Pudgy Penguins has a new game on Abstract Chain called Polar Pair Up. It's a standalone app experience of one of the most popular mini games from their upcoming game, Pudgy World. So if you guys don't remember, they announced Pudgy World at like Art Basel December 2023, maybe? Like they announced Pudgy World a long time ago, and I've kind of been wondering like what's going on with Pudgy World. And now we have like this little mini game from that, which is on Abstract Chain, which is obviously their chain. And what I love about this is that like I've been saying forever, like why don't more projects have mini games? Like, just give us like something. Give us something to interact with your IP. You know, Bored Ape, Azuki, Doodles, like all of these things could have a small mini game. It's not that hard to come up with a mini game, right? So, I mean, listen, we are 4 years past me like banging my drum on this idea. But it's just cool. It's cool to see like something, you know, and it's cool to see some updates from around Pudgy World. The thing about this is like we've seen Pudgy Penguins partner with Mythical on Pudgy Party and have third-party games with Vibes TCG using their IP, but it's like Pudgy Penguins really needs some in-house IP, an in-house game, and I think that's what they're doing with Pudgy World, and it's like about time that they launch something more substantial on Abstract, their literal blockchain. So I'm excited to see this. I think that's cool. I think the game looks pretty simple and like not that interesting, but it doesn't matter. We are Pudgy Bulls, and you know, it's like good to see some stuff on Abstract. So stuck at stage 7. Okay, moving on. Avalanche and Helica, they had their demo day and their finalists for their accelerator. So I think they shared some games. These are the 5 teams competing for $125,000 on demo day. Big shout out to Helica. Obviously, we've covered this like game accelerator program that Helica and Avalanche were doing. So it's cool. It's cool to see these games that made it to the finals. We got Takeover from Fort Block Games. I actually talked with the team over here. Really nice guys, really passionate indie developers. The game kind of reminds me of like Meta Ops. I told them, I was like, guys, shooters are super competitive, and you know, this is like not a revolutionary shooter, but you know, I wish you guys the best of luck, right? Imaginus 2D. I've never heard of this game, never seen it. Full MOBA experience in 5-minute matches. Very interesting. It's like a 2D platformer MOBA. Interesting. Almost reminds me of what was the game from Mike Levine? The cute little, not Mokies, but Mojo, Planet Mojo. These guys kind of look like little Mojos. We got Luminoria Tactics. I actually just saw this game today for the first time. Fast-paced card game on mobile and PC. Actually looks kind of sick. Actually kind of looks pretty cool. Predictfully looks like kind of like a prediction market type of game. And then Undead Blocks. Breaking news. Undead Blocks is doing stuff on AVAX. Undead Blocks is back. They're not dead. They are undead. And they're on AVAX now. I don't know if that's like officially been announced or like what's going on there, but clearly the AVAX Undead Block ties are starting to come out. And I spoke with the team a couple months ago, and they told me that they had some things cooking up. So big congrats to those 5 games. They are competing for $125,000 on demo day. When is that? I actually don't even know, but that should be exciting for them. Guys, we're going to keep it moving. Sunflower Land is evolving. They're going like full game studio, publisher, developer. They had a blog post where they said that they're evolving beyond just Sunflower Land. I don't want to read the whole blog post, but dude, they're cooking. I don't know how they're. Listen, I'll be honest, guys. I don't know how they're cooking. But they're cooking. Sunflower Land. They also won like one of the awards at the Game Awards. Oh my goodness. So, yep, here it is. From game to studio. 2026, we're officially transforming into a full game studio. Thought Farm. Everything we build will continue to be powered by a single ecosystem flower. And their goal, instead of launching a new token, they just want to build out new games. Project 2 is their most ambitious undertaking yet. Okay, so it's like one of their games, I guess. Sunflower Land at the core will remain at the heart of everything that they do. They're going to continue focusing on resource-based systems, economy-driven mechanics, trading-centric progression. New lead designer Brand has exploring a bunch of new ideas. Rare Crows is their Telegram-based NFT-inspired minigame that apparently they launched in 2025. I guess this is going well. They got 40,000 active players. Interesting. Who would have known? Who would have known? Not me. Not I. But now I do. Now you guys do too. Yeah, dude. We got to have them on the show. I've met one of the guys from Sunflower Land. They're crushing. They're doing well. Congrats to the lads. Should have awarded launches, not demos. Yeah. Listen, dude. Listen, if AVAX is gonna do anything, man, they're gonna incubate some stuff, man. They're gonna do what they can to get some demos, get some builders, get some stuff going. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's AVAX. That's AVAX for you. Listen, you can't knock it, man. You can't knock it. $125,000 for some games. They're doing their best. They're I don't know what else to say. They're doing things. Speaking of doing things, Rumble Arcade has wrapped up week 1 with their Ronin launch party. 3 million battles fought, 2,000 boss modes reached. Damn it. There goes that first yawn. Did we make a yawn bet last week? If we made a yawn bet, you guys better go find that clip because someone might have just won $5. $3,000 reward distributed. Big shout out to Rumble Arcade. Congratulations on their week. I think that they are up in the prize pool. $4,000 prize pool. Ranked payday is live from now until Valentine's Day, February 14th. There's what a random prize pool. $4,045. $45. Why not just do 4,000? The laugh has some serious subtext. I mean, moving on. Yeah, dude, Rumble Arcade. You love to see it. I talked to these guys like 2 years ago. Again, love like passionate indie developers who are just, like game developer in a dream, game development in a dream. Moving on, guys, let's take a look at this article. Play Nance goes public after years of building scaled Web 2 to Web 3 gaming infra. I know nothing about this, but it is on the news docket. And if you're talking about Web 3 gaming infrastructure, I'm interested. Big shout out to Ghost Cat. What up, brother? Playnance, the blockchain of Web3 entertainment. Okay, first of all, I hate that. We hate that. They've made their first public announcement introducing itself as a Web3 infrastructure and consumer platform that has been operating a live ecosystem focused on onboarding mainstream Web2 users into on-chain environments. We've heard that a million times. The platform serves as a Web 2 to Web 3 gaming infrastructure layer, working with more than 30 game studios to convert thousands of titles into fully on-chain experiences. We don't need fully on-chain experiences. They don't work. With all gameplay actions executed and recorded on the blockchain because nobody asked for that. Founded in 2020, Playnance operated in stealth mode for several years while operated in stealth mode. Like, okay. The company said its live platforms currently handle 1.5 million on-chain transactions per day and serve more than 10,000 daily active users. The yawn, dude. What is happening? Of course, they've got a Gcoin ecosystem that is in pre-sale and available through their official Playnance website. Of course they have a pre-sale. How can you have a press release without a pre-sale? Okay. Like, who are these people? And what, like, okay, you know what? Let's go back to Twitter. Playnance. Is there anything on, who are these people? Playnance. The leading Web3 gaming, the leading Web3 GameFi ecosystem powered by Gcoin. Gcoin. Is that for like gaming coin? Is Gcoin for gaming coin? The ultimate gaming currency on Playblock? What the hell is Playblock? Fun fact about Gcoin. Most tokens hope people will use them. Gcoin is already used, settling around that's why its growth comes from players' activity and behavior, not promises. Now curious, what do you think matters more long-term for a token, utility that's already live, or hype that might come later? With 1.3 million views on this tweet posted today. Yeah, get the Gcoin out of here. Tell me you're botted without botting. It doesn't have to be botted. They could have ran ads on this. But what are all these comments? Like, who are these people? The Lady Crypto, is this a real person? CZ Real Army? CZ the boss? Awesome. Thanks. Can you send me a message? CZ Real Army. I mean, shout out to them for like responding to every comment, but like, is this bot? Like, what am I looking at right now? How do we say GM and their ecosystem? GG coin. I mean, no one that we know, not a single person that we know has commented yet. Does anyone we know follow them? Are there any mutuals? There's like a few. Cypher, Jas, Spidey, Coco, JRP. Oh, JRP follows him. Interesting. Shout out to JRP. Lyra. I don't know. I don't know. What am I supposed to do with this? What are we supposed to do with this? Like, you come out of building in stealth for years for your token presale. You don't tell us about any of the games. You don't tell us about any of the gamers, but you apparently have 10,000 people, 1.5 million transactions daily. And it's like, where are these people out of? Yeah, I mean, this is just how I feel about all these announcements. Like, I don't know. Here's the thing. I like to, I'm looking at bot replies, 100%. I make it my mission to like research and G-bots. That's hilarious. I make it my mission to research and to try and be informed and know as much as I possibly can about like everything across the space. So like finding new projects, like we are so often like early to finding projects and covering projects like Sonium and Somnia and so many, but like, you know, with that, you're going to find a lot of these randoms. Yeah. Joined in January, 2025, and they've got 43,000 followers, and and are getting millions of views on their posts. This is a scam. This is like, there's something. Yeah, nah. I don't even know what this article was that like we found to even do this. All right, guys, moving on. Don't pay any attention to Playnance. PlayStation State of Play is coming this week. I'm excited. The State of Play from PlayStation gonna be big. 60 minutes is gonna be a big one. They're announcing, like, they're already teasing major announcements. February 12th, Thursday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Maybe we'll have enough time to react to it on Thursday, all of the news, but chances are maybe even not. So we'll probably recap it on Friday. But we'll try and get whatever we can on Thursday. I'm excited. Guys, it is the year of Grand Theft Auto 6. Gaming is like doing really well right now. So we had Battlefield 6, we had Arc Raiders. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to this State of Play. I feel like something good, really good and exciting is going to come out of it. All right, guys, moving on. Discord. What is going on with Discord? They're age gating, restricting accounts by default unless users verify their age via face scan or ID. The changes will apply to both new and existing accounts through a phased rollout beginning in early March. Honestly, I'm not like, I'm okay with this. I'm an adult. I don't want kids like, I think there's a lot of problems on platforms like Discord, like Roblox for kids, underage stuff. So I think this is good. I think there's nothing wrong with, like a lot of people are like, don't want to do this stuff. Maybe a lot of people like anon accounts or whatever. But like, I'm fine with this. I have no problem with this. I know some people are not into it. Mobby already saying goodbye Discord, but yeah, safety intent is clear. Like, I think that's good. How to tank your company in record time. I don't know. I'm here for it. I don't mind it. I already give my Face ID to my banks, to Coinbase, to, dude, I just traveled to Thailand. Do you know how many times like the camera is like taking your face, matching it with your passport? It's to the point now where like at the end of the trip, they don't even check your passport. They just scan your face and they're like, okay, yeah, like we saw you in Thailand. We saw you get on the plane in Hong Kong. Like, we know who you are. It's over. It's over, So this is probably just going to be good for, safety, for protecting children and all that. We've lost the privacy war. We've lost it. Go back and watch Enemy of the State with Will Smith and Gene Hackman. Like, it is so over for our privacy. What are we going to do, Cool. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to nothing. That's the end of the show. We were going to have an interview with Ave Forge, but we got nothing there. Let's go to gamingdaily.gg. We can take a look at the website real quick. The ultimate gaming dashboard. We got the news terminal. Guys, if you're not paying attention to the news terminal will be goated. We got a bunch of great stuff going out on the news terminal every single hour. The calendar, you're not using the calendar, goated, especially at the beginning of the week, man. You want to know what's going on this week in crypto gaming? Better get those news. We got MegaETH, we got Ave Forge, we got YGG Play events, we got CyberKong's Death Star. We didn't even talk about that. I don't know. We got PlayStation State of Play. You can add this to your calendar right now. Let's do that real quick. Add to my calendar, pull up my Google Cal, say save, and then I'm gonna get off my calendar so I don't dox all my meetings and everything. But boom. That is on my calendar, 5 p.m. Society Season 2. We got a bunch of stuff happening this week, which you love to see. And you can use that any day. You can go to the events page, see what's going on over there. We got Remix with their game jam with Cryptoys, Voxy Season 3, Slime Miner Season 4, X Infinity Classic Season 13, which, might be having issues. Rumble Arcade, Mix Mob Season 8, Ragnarok. Oh my goodness, we got so much stuff happening. If you're a gamer, the games are gaming. Do we have any raffles up? I don't think we have any raffles up. And that's really it for Gaming Daily. Guys, that's going to do it for today's episode. I appreciate y'all for being here. Much, much love. Happy Monday. Let's have a good week. Let's lock in. I'm really excited. I don't know, man. There's a lot of work to be done, but there's a lot of opportunity. So it's just time to lock in, play games, have fun, choose rich. Listen, Ray and I are texting each other every day. Choose rich. We're trying to choose rich out here. Big shout out to the sponsors that make this show possible: SoulForge Fusion, B3, Gaming Daily, AI Rev, Sequence, Yield Guild Games. Couldn't do it without you guys. And stay tuned. Oh, we have some big interviews this week. Actually, we're going to have Justin Waldron on the show on Wednesday, one of the co-founders of Zynga, who has been building in crypto gaming. He's got like a launchpad, play.fun. Literally, guys, co-founder of Zynga, going to be on the show on Wednesday. You're not going to want to miss that one. On Thursday, we're going to have Nick Metzler from Don't Die, the game that has been taking over the timeline. We've been covering this game since he announced it. He was building it. He's been building it for like 8-9 months. He's built it on AVAX. Really, really excited to talk to him. Longtime friend. I've known him for a few years now. He's just got a giga brain when it comes to crypto gaming and game design. So Thursday should be a really good stream and interview. We'll try and see if we can get AZ from AveForge on the show tomorrow. So if we can do that, tune in for that. And yeah, guys, it's another beautiful day, and it's been a pleasure spending it with you guys. I really appreciate Sunshine, Chloe, Llama, Empress Rayon, Bootops, everybody hanging out, giving energy, giving comments, Ghostpad, Pseudo. It means a lot. It means a lot because, you know, like, you guys are here supporting me in the show and have like an interest in crypto gaming. And that just like, there's not many of us left, right? And for the fact that you guys are going to tune in and like hang out in the chat and have like, you guys care about like the news, like I care about the news and like what's happening across the space. And you guys are sharing your opinions of like, this sounds like BS, or like, you know, like, yeah, like we're kind of, you know, I feel like we are trying to like build the space together to a degree. Like we're calling out the bad actors. We're researching like new projects and announcements. We're reacting to it in real time. We're checking in on, you know, the leaders of the space and following what they got going on. And yeah, I just appreciate you guys being here. Bear, what? Icy's always out here doubling down. The Last of Us shout out. Yeah. All right. Appreciate you guys. We'll be back tomorrow with another Gaming Daily Live, 6 p.m. EST, same time, same channel. You know the vibes. Until then, stay humble, keep gaming, keep dreaming, keep choosing rich. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Oh, Mount Doge's in the chat too. Oh, Mount Doge.
These are facts.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
That
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.